What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web here on a Monday night. As your Tampa Bay Rays right now, the last check of the score was 1-0 over the Milwaukee Brewers. How about that? Gotta love baseball is back. So we'll definitely talk about your Tampa Bay Rays and also Buccaneers at the owners' meetings with Todd Bowles and Jason Licht with some comments. So we'll break that stuff down. Some Buccaneer legends talking about Derek Brooks, talking about, of course, Lavonte David, and also the status of this team in 2026. And also Gerald McCoy talking about what else? Baker Mayfield. How do we start off this show on a Monday night? As we will always take phone calls and always read your comments. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Hopefully you're not bringing nonsense tonight because we got a lot of things to talk about. The phone lines will be open. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. As you can see, the Buccaneer sign up there. My buddy right there, Mr. Lamar from Oregon, gave me that. So we're going to put that right there. Salute the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, old and new. Hopefully you like it. Maybe we'll find another place for it, but I like the way that looks right now. And a lot of people, going back to the Rays, right? Baseball is back 3 games. You would think the season's over with. And by the way, this team could actually be 2-1 or 3-0 if their bullpen wasn't bad against the St. Louis Cardinals. Again, a long season. Rays fans, relax. Bucs fans, relax. Lightning fans, relax. Everybody, relax. You know how you know your show is a little bit on the edge, right? Jason Licht was talking about getting players that are, I don't think he meant on the edge. Get back to the phone calls in just a moment. I know I gave out the phone number, but damn it, let me set the table here. This is what I'm talking about. You guys are, some of you guys are a bunch of clowns. Some of you guys are a bunch of trolls, which, I kind of have done this to you. I get on here on Monday and Wednesday nights or whenever I want to, and we talk Tampa Bay Buccaneer football, and I give you probabilities and I give you perspective, say that twice, 3 times in a row. And we talk about the upcoming 2026 season, and I try to be eternally optimistic, and you guys are completely and totally pessimistic. Well, you know that your show is lit, as the kids would say. I like to use that word, lit. When your mom calls you up and goes, "What a crazy show you got." And I said, "I know, 2 hours." That's right, exactly. The roommate's in the background. He's making fun of me, and that's okay. That's what I deal with, on a Monday. And once again, I got to tell you, I really hate Mondays at work. It's becoming a thing now. It really is. I just hate Mondays. Like if we could just skip over Monday, we could go to Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. That would be great. But you know what? It's the motivation here on the Sports Web. It's the craziness. It's the sports talk. It's the Tampa Bay sports talk. It's the Buccaneer comments. It's the YouTube super chats. Hopefully give to that. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Facebook stars are open as I go into my sponsorships here, as always. Oh, by the way, we're taking this thing on the road because you can't get enough of the Sports Web, right? We're going to be at Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida, as my roommate is trying to come in here and distract me. That's okay. I got you. At least he's listening. At least he's not making fun of me. I think my roommates listen to my show. I think they watch the show. They would have to. They'll be in there. And I'm going to try to get one of my roommates to come with me to Up the Block Barbershop to get a haircut. Go see my favorite barber, Ricky, and all the talented barbers. Whether it's a haircut, whether it's a beard trim, whether it's a fade, they got you covered. Come out and see the evolution of sports talk television. Well, you can't do a show in the barbershop. Oh, yeah? Watch me. Watch me. Give me a table. Give me my equipment. Give me Wi-Fi. I'll show you a live show, the evolution of sports talk television, live from Up the Block Barbershop there in Holiday, Florida. Also, my new baby right here. If you have not subscribed yet, what are we doing? Bucs Latest on YouTube. It's nearly at 700 subscribers. Every day, 10 to 15 minutes. I try not to go too long because when I go like 21 minutes, you guys just like tune out. Like I think everybody goes to sleep or something, which is fine. I get that. I mean, if I'm the cure for insomnia, I'm okay with that too. But 10 to 15 minutes, we try to keep it in that sweet spot of daily Bucs content of what's going on. What did Todd Bowles have to say today? What did Jason Licht have to say today? What's the latest mock drafts when it comes to your Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Just Tampa Bay Buccaneer talk. Bucs Latest on the Fan Arts Network. Like and subscribe to that. And if you haven't noticed, which hopefully some of you will notice there on TikTok, I've joined a new agency. It's called the Carter Agency because it's more than a game. We're not playing games here on the evolution of sports talk television. So we're live on TikTok, of course, live on Instagram Live, LinkedIn Live. I'll try to be professional. I'll try. Keyword try. But definitely tune in on TikTok there. Like and subscribe to that. Just another opportunity, right? We talked about it in 2026, trying to expand the horizons of what the evolution of sports talk television is all about. Now, you can call the show. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. We'll go out to the comments first. Let's go out to Tim here. What's up, Peter Blake? What's up with you? One of my favorite webheads, also whipping boys on this show, Brent. What's up, bro? What's up with you?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, I just want to let everybody know because I got to be a smartass about this. Yes, Todd Bowles is still your coach. It is March 30th, 2026. So Todd Bowles had some comments today. He is still the Tampa Bay Buccaneer head coach.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, Todd, even though some Bucs fans don't like that. I just had to give you the Todd Bowles update because everybody wants to say, fire Todd Bowles, and I got to come on my show and do you one better because that's what I do here on the evolution of sports talk television. I try to do you one better. Todd Bowles is still your coach. All right, let's go out to Ed. Ed, welcome to the evolution.
Hey, this is Ed out here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Oh, man, hold on a second.
Daytona Beach, Florida. All right, my
I'll call
friend.
you back.
You're going to call me back. Okay. Well, that's not the way we start the show at this point.
That's clearing up the suck right there.
Okay. I hate doing the show like that. We're starting off the show, so we'll get back to his comment, I guess. First of all, I'm not trolling you. Usually when you give out the phone number, it usually means they're opening the phone lines. Well, the phone lines are always open, but also I say on this show, let me set the table so you can come to eat. Right? I mean, everybody wants to get on, but what are we eating? What are we doing tonight? Are we going to McDonald's? That's what you do sometimes when you're getting ready for a show. You get off at 5:30. You got to go charge your Tesla up because you didn't charge it again. Then you get out, get to McDonald's, right? But we got to set the table so you guys can come and eat. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate the call or non-call at that point. Evening, Peter and everyone. Evening to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Alex. Rays blow the lead as soon as you said that. Oh, they did. Did they really? I kind of think you're trolling me at this point. And they did. So there you go. 2-1. How about that? So the game's not over. But Alex, you expected Nick Martinez because of the bad spring training, which, by the way, is the equivalent of a preseason, for him to give up, 6 runs tonight. So he did a pretty good job. They're down 2-1 now. I appreciate you. Alex, welcome to the evolution. Go.
Peter, I just want to say, God bless you, man. You are funny already.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. And Mike,
listen, okay.
Yes.
First of all, let me set the table for the Rays. As soon as you said that and read my comment, they charged it up.
There you go. Well, see, there you go. That's it.
Yeah.
See, you are so pessimistic with this team, and they're 3 games in.
You gotta admit, that's a diehard Rays fan right there, brother.
Hell, you're diehard, all right. You're killing me at this point.
Peter, I love you, bro. Hey, listen,
Yes.
I kind of wanted to talk about a few things.
Go for it.
Hey, so what's going on with these Baker Mayfield extension talks. What's that about?
Oh, we got some things to talk about. This, according to
Yes,
Rob
we do, brother.
Motti from the AP. He says about Jason Licht, because Jason Licht is confident the team will extend Baker Mayfield and YaYa Diaby. Some people, some fans out there. Brent, right now, cover your ears when you hear this. Light says Baker is a true pro. He's a leader for this team. We love Baker. Baker is still our quarterback. He's one of the toughest guys on the team. He's a great leader. Everything kind of revolves around the quarterback spot. At some point, I'm sure we'll figure something out. There's no timetable on that. And of course, the report from The Athletic last week said that Baker could reset the market with $50 million a year. Did you hear me, Bucs fans? $50 million a year. All right. So, and then YaYa Diaby. Thank you, Alex, for the sound effects.
Listen, I love Baker Mayfield. Listen,
Yes.
say what you want about that man. Listen, minus this year, I can admit his interception rate has always been a little high, but you got to give him a little slack this year. I mean, come on, people. Look at that offensive line. Can you imagine Baker Mayfield? What was it, 2023? He had a really good year?
Couple years ago, yes, 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. He has 90.
And what did you have? A healthy offensive line. So listen,
Yes.
Here's what I'm going to say about all the Baker haters.
Mm,
Got it. But no, on the real,
yes.
get Baker Mayfield extended. I think they're going to do more of an incentive type contract again, just my opinion. But listen, I like it. I think the Rays. I think the Bucs have a good opportunity. We'll see what they do in the draft as far as the defense, and I'm not really sure too much. I'm not. Oh yeah, did you hear Todd Bowles' comments about we needed? What was it? He said we needed
A cornerback.
I think he said today.
Yes, a
we need,
cornerback. A cornerback.
Cornerback.
Yes, a cornerback. Yes.
Your thoughts on that, brother?
I definitely think they do. I don't think it's the most pressing need, but I definitely listen. If Bowles is saying it, and I'm not surprised by this, Alex, because Jason Licht has done this before. Maybe not in the first round, depending on if corner is the best position on the board at that point. To the chagrin of a lot of Bucs fans and Bucs Nation, I definitely think it's a need because Zion McCollum didn't play well, even though he's coming off that extension. You have the unknowns there with Benjamin Morrison. I think Jacob Parrish played well. So you're depending on those kids, and you're also depending. You invested a lot of draft capital in them, so they have to be productive. But to say that cornerback is not a need because you only got 3 corners, you definitely will have to address that, most likely in the later rounds, not necessarily in the first round, or you could wait to the second wave of free agency and go out there and get a veteran. So we'll see how that plays out. But I definitely think corner is a need. Is it the biggest need on this team right now? No, of course not. Edge rusher, inside linebacker are the biggest needs in my opinion. What do you say?
I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'll
Sure.
let some other callers call in, and if I have some time at
Thank
the
you,
end of the show,
Alex.
I'll call
I
back in.
appreciate that. Yes.
Do you think this defense is better than what it was when we parted ways at the end of last season? Yes or no?
Do I think they're better for defensively? I think Ashawn Robinson could be definitely an improvement over Logan Hall. I think it remains to be seen at this point, but anytime you lose your defensive leader in Lavonte David, I don't necessarily think you get better, although on the field, David was hurt. He's up there in age. You get younger there with Anzalone. You still can address that in the draft. I guess to answer your question, I actually do think they're better. I do think they're better than what they were last year. I think it remains to be seen at this point.
Now, you lost Jamel Dean, who was having a pretty good year.
He's inconsistent.
No.
He's wildly inconsistent. Can't stay healthy. And I get that, but there's a reason why you got rid of those players in the first place. Alex, appreciate the call as always.
Hey,
yes.
God bless you. And by the way, before I go real quick,
Yes.
how's Harry the Greek? I haven't seen him in a while.
Harry's dealing with some family stuff, so we're letting him have some time off. He'll come on when he wants to come on. But prayers again to him and his family and his mother out there. Those are the priorities. That's what family's all about. And we're just gonna hold it down here on the Evolution. So
All right. Well, listen. Hopefully, by the time I call in, the Rays will at least win their game. They're tied 2-2 going in the middle of the 7th, so we'll see what happens.
all right, man, keep me up to date. All right, let's go out to Alex. Let's go out to Ed. We're going from Alex to Ed. I get confused here. Ed, welcome back to the Evolution.
Hey, I'm a little sorry about that.
It's all right.
Popped up at work, so
it's okay. Don't get in trouble at work, buddy. Don't do that to yourself.
Oh, I gotta work, bro. Gotta work.
Well, I know you gotta work, but you gotta don't lose your job over the sports web. I mean, I appreciate you calling in. Okay.
No, man, I gotta support my man right here.
I mean, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother. All right, what's on your mind?
So, I'm I don't know. They picked up one or two players that I like, but all in all, I give them a big D for the free agency.
Well, I think it remains to be seen. Again, is it the big time names that you wanted? Of course not. I mean, Wadeen Muhammad, who had 11 sacks, nobody had him on the radar. He may turn out to be a good player. He may turn out to be just a flash in the pan, a 1-year wonder for the Lions, and the Bucs only paid what? 1 year, $6 million. You got Ashawn Robinson, who's been a consistent force. Bring that nastiness to him. I mean, that's what I take out of this with the players. I think the offense has improved with Kenneth Gainwell. I definitely think you're improved there. I think you're also could be improved with the special teams with Miles Killebrew. I know it's just one player, but here's a Pro Bowl player. Here's a position of need. You get that. You improve the special team situation with Danny Smith coming over from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, that was a big-time need for a lot of Bucs fans. It's not just offense and defense, but also special teams. I definitely think you improved that with Killebrew there. And, again, this remains to be seen defensively what they do. Anzalone's always given the Bucs all kinds of problems. I know he's up there in age. He'll be 32 in September. You're still going to have to address the situation. You also have Roseboom, who had over 100 tackles for the Carolina Panthers. I mean, there's some good things here. It's not the big-time names that a lot of fans wanted, but I do think they improved. They got better. And look at this. Somebody's definitely tuning in here. We're going to get him on in just a moment. I want to see how he's doing. But, Ed, to answer your question, I think it remains to be seen. And listen, the teams that win in free agency are not always the teams that win the division or win a playoff game or win the Super Bowl. Those teams that win in free agency, it doesn't always guarantee that it's going to translate over to the next team. Because Booger McFarland, talking to him from ESPN, he said it best. There's only like a couple of free agents that have really made an impact. I mean, think about it in history. Reggie White would be one of those players. Tom Brady, of course, being a free agent from the New England Patriots. I mean, there's not a lot. I'm not saying you can't get somebody to help out your team. Shaq Barrett would be a guy, but he wasn't a big name at the time. Free agency, you got a couple of players he kind of said is overrated a little bit. So again, let's see how it all plays out in 2026. What else, Ed?
You know what? You're a great psychiatrist, bro. I feel a lot better.
Well, I gotta be. Listen, I always say to you, it's either I'm gonna be a psycho or psychologist, and usually I got my hat on becoming a psychologist from some of you guys, talking you off the ledge at this point because the season's not over yet. It hasn't even started yet. You haven't even had the draft yet. You haven't even had the second wave of free agency. We're not through camp yet.
I really hope they could knock it out of the park with this draft because I think they're going to need it. They're definitely going to need it.
They're definitely going to have to.
I think Jason Licht, in order to save his job, he's got to do 100% on this draft.
Yeah.
Not any misses. You know what I mean?
All right, man.
Otherwise, I think him and Bowles might be gone at that point. But
well, again, that's certainly a possibility. That's the reason why you signed these one-year contracts. Go ahead.
What I wanted to see them do was get some offensive linemen just to get some good depth there, some good veteran presence on the offensive line.
Okay.
They didn't do that. They got to answer that somehow because they could. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Well, they re-signed. They re-signed Dan Feeney. Yes, they had injuries, so they could definitely address it in draft. Or once again, in the second wave of free agency, they could make some pickups. But Jason Licht, he feels like the offensive line is one of the strongest units on this team when healthy. Then again, knock on wood, hopefully it's healthy. Ed, anything else here? Because we're going to go out to Harry the Greek in just a moment.
All right. I'll watch because Harry's my favorite.
All right. So thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. Harry's your favorite. All right. Let's go out to this guy. He's been dealing with it. We got you covered. I hope everything's good with you and your mom, but let's go out to him because he wants to talk some football. So let's do it. I missed you. Handicapper extraordinaire, Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire of the evolution of sports talk television. I see you, brother. welcome on a Monday.
What's happening, Pete?
What's going on, buddy? How is mom? How is the family? How's everything going?
In Greek, we say "taithia skata."
I don't know what you just said.
That means SOS.
Okay, I got you. SOS. All right.
What's happening, man?
Look,
Hello, all to the web heads.
Lamar from Oregon got that new Bucs sign right there. So we're going to keep that in the shot because we salute our web heads out there. It's kind of cool.
Well, that's cool.
That. All right, let's get down to it. I mean, where do we start? Lavonte David retires. Did we talk about that? How surprised were you by that? And then the comments that it had nothing to do with Mike Evans leaving, as a lot of fans thought, had nothing to do with Todd Bowles. In fact, David talked about how much he loved Todd Bowles. Bowles talked about him today. But let's start right there, Harry. It's been a little while here on the Sports Web. Give me your thoughts about Lavonte David retiring. Once again, welcome to the Evolution.
14 years in the National Football League, Peter. Come on. The guy, you got to retire sometimes.
Yeah.
All the great linebackers have to go. It really wasn't unexpected. I'm not sad to see him go. I'm happy to see the man go. He retired as a Buccaneer. I mean, how many players finished their career with one team? And let me preface, that played over 10 years, let alone 14 and play with the same team.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. Now, this team didn't get better because they lost Lavonte David. They're still the same football team. It's talking about, a particular wide receiver that I'm really worried about with Mike Evans that has left this ball club. Sorry, but I'm not trying to get into the, to become a Debbie Downer, but losing Mike Evans is probably the worst thing that could have happened to this team this year.
And I'll sit there and say they actually may be better without Mike Evans. We'll get back to that in a moment.
I got to hear this.
Yes. All right, let's go out to Eric Moreno. Welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with the Greek.
Bring the passion, bring the excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense.
Checks in the mail, my friend. There it is. Coming strong to the mic. Love it. All right. What's on your mind?
I like what Harry said. I mean, it was tough losing Mike Evans. He's been a Buck, for 12 years. And then, I don't know, it was like, not enough volume to go around, with Ibuka and McMillan and Godwin. So I think in the long run we'll be okay. But,
I love the optimism, but I got to ask you a question. You mentioned Godwin. What are you so convinced about Chris Godwin for? What has he done for this ball club the past 2.5, 3 years? Please tell me, because I'm waiting.
I mean, he was like the first year at Lamb, before he got hurt, he was like one of the best receivers in football.
He's right.
Correct.
I mean, before he got hurt.
That's before you got hurt. And you can say that about 99%. This injury that he sustained, the Buccaneers didn't even expect it to be as bad as what happened. He had a second surgery that happened on the foot. And then they had to redo the foot because the bone was crooked. Pete, you remember this story.
Yes,
look, man, I hope and pray to God that Chris Godwin can come back to be the player that he was. Not with that injury, though. That's going to be a real, real tough one to overcome. Let me put it to you. Let me put it into perspective here. It's not the same injury. You remember when Adrian Peterson blew his ACL?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many players, after blowing their ACL, come back and run for 2,000 yards?
Not many.
No. There's only been one. And that was him.
Adrian Peterson, yeah.
That's it. I mean, you got to be a freak of nature, and quite honestly, he hasn't shown me much. Emeka Ibuka, again, first half of the season looked like a promising star. Second half of the season, something happened. I'll tell you what happened. There was no Mike Evans in that lineup, and he had to take the double coverage. So now I've got to ask, and this is where I become the person that looks at the other side of the coin. Sure. What makes the fans out there so optimistic about this wide receiver core when you just lost your best wide receiver? So that's what I'm asking. You said Chris Godwin, and I love your passion.
Right.
You have to give me more than that. When he wasn't hurt, he still didn't produce last year.
Well, I will let him go ahead and answer, and then I'll go ahead and answer. Eric,
it's killing me.
Answer the question here. What do you think makes this team better, or do you think this team is better? And do you still have confidence with this wide receiving room and this offense? And I'm going to tell you why you should be confident, Bucs fans, about what's going on here. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, Evan said, we have a talented group of receivers, so McMillan, when he came back, he had a couple good games. So,
all right, let me help you out, Eric. I appreciate the call. As always, use the second one, okay?
Eric, you're awesome.
Right.
Seriously,
right.
man, thanks for calling in. But please make sure you hear the rebuttal that I'm going to give Peter. So make sure you're tuning in. Go for it, Peter.
All right. Now
tell me why I'm supposed to be optimistic and this ball club offensively is less challenged not having Mike Evans on this football team.
Well, first, unlike last year, you actually have an offensive coordinator that's had success in the league. If he's under that Sean McVay tree, under Liam.
Hang on just a second. I got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell are you talking about, Mike? The worst, so repetitive over.
Yeah, he's.
Hold on, no. I got to know this, Mike. Seriously, I want you to go ahead. You've got my DM. I want you to tell me what you mean by that comment. I haven't been on for over a month, so I'm just kind of curious. Does this have something to do with me? Because if it does, I want to know what it is. So please do so.
It's not.
Go ahead.
Me.
That's all right. Go ahead. I want to hear what you're saying.
Well, it's me. He also says this is the worst show on the internet, but yet he'll tune in. So yeah,
did he really put that on there?
He did, right there.
Mike, why do you watch, man?
I don't know. I love the guy. I've saluted the guy, but just because we disagree on hockey at this
take your shit back to Canada. I don't want to hear it. Sorry, Mike.
Listen, I think they're better.
Keep that up there. They're just pissed off because we got a better president.
Don't start. Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Listen, Zach
I'm in the mood.
I know you are, but Zach Robinson is going to be a good offensive coordinator for this team. Their plan is to go back to Liam Cohen's offense. And again, I'll go back to this with Josh Grizzard. This is from Todd Bowles. He was 2 or 3 years away from being an offensive coordinator. And the problem for me is with Grizzard, he's practicing things. He's game planning in practice, but you're not using him during the game situations. So that didn't help. Furthermore, I think it's like a Tampa Bay Lightning situation in that everybody was down on the Lightning getting rid of Stamkos. And they didn't want to do that, but he wanted to go somewhere else, wanted to get paid big time money. Well, it opened up the opportunity for a Jake Gensel. It opened up for them to get younger, and that's exactly what Todd Bowles was talking about today with getting younger with this team. He said, oh, man, that was tough, talking about it on Good Morning Football in response to Evans leaving. I'll hold off on the phone calls for right now. I want to read this, and we'll get back to you, Marine.
Because I want a chance to rebuttal this. Go ahead.
Yes, he's the best of the best on and off the field. I can't say enough good things about him. They got a great one, as we know how great he was. Very hard to see him leave sentimentally and professionally from the standpoint for me and everybody else involved. But we've got a lot of guys that can step up in that room. Emeka Egbuka, Chris Godwin coming back healthy. We've got J-Mac, Jalen McMillan coming back healthy. Tez Johnson after a full season. So we feel confident we have those guys. But make no mistake about it, we'll miss the presence of this guy. So, okay, we'll hold off on that. We'll talk more about it. Let's go out.
You can bring him on. Just tell him to hold on. That's all.
Yeah, Marine, welcome to the Evolution. Long time no see, my friend.
Hey, Pete. Hey, Harry.
Hey buddy, how are you?
Hey, doing good, man. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense.
Whoa, there it is.
I kind of like that. At least he didn't have to get over enthralled. Before you start talking, I just need a chance to go ahead and rebuttal what Pete was saying. Pete, I love the way you look at this team. Not many people look at this game, especially this team, like Peter Blake does. He never sees the glass half full. He always sees he doesn't never see the glass half empty. He's always looking at it half full, like it's a gas gauge. It's always going to fill itself up. So, Pete, that's what I love about you.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to ask yourself, they lose Mike Evans.
Right.
Emeka Egbuka was a shadow of himself in the second half because he was completely lost. You could just say he got burnt out. No, they knew exactly how to play him because they rolled all the coverages over them. Jalen McMillan did a good job. Mm-hmm. Chris Godwin was healthy for the most part, and he sucked. Mm-hmm. That's the reality.
Well,
hold on. Tez Johnson one-trick pony, going to get a lot better, and they definitely have some talent. And I'm going to tell you why they're going to be better this year.
Okay.
Offensively, you have convinced me. But because of those reasons, this made this team better, especially with the wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
It has no choice. They never would have let that guy walk. They would have offered him more money. That's just my own personal opinion.
Sure.
But when he wasn't on the football field, they were super challenged. And that same wide receiver room that you're praising is the same wide receiver room that missed the playoffs this past year. That's all I'm going to say. But you're right. I am optimistic. I think offensively they're going to be just fine.
And
they do have a better offensive coordinator.
They have a better offensive coordinator. They have a guy, by the way, that is going to focus on the running game. I get it. Bijan Robinson is a different animal, but Bucky Irving, you're going to focus more on that. You have a healthy offensive line. That's important. And Baker Mayfield, everybody ruling him out, whether he gets an extension or not, he'll have a chip on his shoulder. He'll want to play better than he did in the second half of the year. Marine, what do you say, my friend? Where you at?
What's up, buddy?
Hey guys. Hey, I just want to say, by the way, good stuff, Pete. Harry, I love Harry because he always says it like it is. He'll ask you to explain yourself, which,
thank you.
I mean, if you're gonna come out and say something, then a logical explanation is always reasonable. But here's my thing, guys. It's the main thing I wanted to say real quick is that my concern with this is when you lose a Mike Evans. Not so much the player and what he's brought to the community on and off the field.
The leadership.
And with Lavonte also leaving, my concern is it's the leadership that you lose.
Yep.
Because you can't replace the leadership in those guys.
True.
That's I guess that's my biggest concern because those guys were just on and off the field they were leaders, and that's the biggest thing. The receiver room is packed to a certain extent. There's a lot of unknowns, so I'm probably saying some things now that you guys already know, but we don't know what Zach Robinson's going to bring, and we hope for the best. They do have some talent, but like Harry was saying, with Godwin's injury, he hasn't really been the same, and really those two injuries were off just unfortunate tackles that happened.
Well, one was a dirty play, and the other one was it was absolutely another dirty play. But 2 years removed from that injury, and you have Todd Bowles talking about it. And I think he had his injury problems. I don't think he was 100%. I think Godwin would tell you he was not 100%. And they may have.
And why were they playing him?
It's a great point.
Why did they bring Tristan Wirfs back?
It's a great.
Hold on, no, seriously, because just like Mike Evans and Tristan Wirfs and everybody, how about Baker Mayfield?
I agree.
Why did they bring him back so soon?
I think, again, you've answered the question because you don't have.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Baker Mayfield has never gone 3 years without an injury. And for all you people that are out there delusional that you just think he's going to get a contract, you're smoking something. Trust me when I tell you, if he produces the same way he did this past year, he's getting 0. He's going to be on a different football team. But yes, you're right. He will get a contract extension because he is going to be the comeback player of the year possibly, because last year it was horrible. It couldn't get any worse for Baker Mayfield. How many interceptions did he throw? How did he play? If 11. He stays healthy. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's not a lot of picks to be. That's going to be hard to be comeback player of the year.
Listen, here's how it turned out. It was 13-2 the first half of the year, and everybody was calling him the MVP, which he was playing like it. And then the second half with the injuries, oblique, shoulder, whatever else, people go, well, it's an injury. It's an excuse. Oblique injury is a big time thing. It's going to definitely affect your.
But he still played, Pete.
Right. And
this almost ruined his career in
14
Cleveland.
touchdowns and 9 interceptions in that second half of the year, which a lot of people. Yeah. So
Peter, we talked about this ad nauseum. What did he do in Cleveland? They almost ruined his career. Then he went to Carolina, and the Rams looked horrible, and the Bucs got him on the cheap.
Yep. Agree.
Okay. So you cannot have this roller coaster ride. And please forgive me, Bucs fans. I'll be damned if they want to pay this guy $50 million a year or more after the production that I've seen from last year. I'll pass.
Well, I think there's definitely a consideration for it because again, 26-11 is not bad, and not again it's not trash. Booger McFarland said it best too.
Yeah.
is you're getting a guy for $30 million who's absolutely outperformed that contract. Again, how many touchdowns? What, 97 touchdowns or 95 touchdowns with
I agree, Pete.
interceptions?
But Pete,
So,
in today's football league, it's not what have you done. What have you done for me lately?
I agree.
That's exactly
Lately.
what happens, and
I agree.
that's the problem.
Right.
Okay, they're not going to pay him on what the performance was from 2 years ago.
Well, they're definitely considering it because Jason Licht was talking about today. We'll get back to those comments in a moment. Maureen, I want to hear from you. What else besides the concerns of losing David and Evans as leadership, which I definitely think is a valid reason. Absolutely.
Well, they have to address the defense for sure,
Right.
and they have to play the players to their strengths on that defense. I know there was a lot of criticism, with Bowles and that, and having some outdated schemes and things like that. Hopefully, they can find a way to improve that side of the ball. But Harry, as far as Baker, do you think that a lot of what happened last year? Do you really believe that he was really playing pretty hurt? And do you think it was a culmination of the injuries, or a lot of the concoctions that they had to create on the offensive line to make it work?
That's a great question. And I'd love a chance to explain this. This is a combination. This starts with the management. Baker shouldn't have been in the games in the first place. Okay? Right. Never should have been in the games in the first place. Someone has to take accountability and responsibility to make this man sit down. Okay, he reminds me of yesterday's version of Jim McMahon. For those of you who do not know, he was a guy known as the punky QB. He was a guy that would play through any kind of injuries. He was an offensive lineman's best friend, and he thought running the football and initiating contact was the way to play the game. And that's the way Baker is. I mean, they mirror each other.
Right.
But the problem with him is the management allowed him to play. And the reason why he got hurt is because he took too many risks. And injuries are going to happen. That offensive line for the Buccaneers this past season was atrocious.
Well, yeah, you lose both of your you lose both of your starting guards.
Absolutely atrocious.
Yes.
And this is why I'm saying this was a coaching issue and it was a Baker issue. And this is the primary reason why I'm so emphatic about saying, pump your brakes before you're talking about paying this guy all this money. But to answer your question, it had everything to do with the offensive line. But after he got hurt, the coaching staff and management should have been a little bit more diligent about protecting their franchise quarterback, okay, and rather not him playing. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and I think Teddy Bridgewater wasn't the answer. That's the reason why
Teddy Bridgewater couldn't throw it to you 20 yards downfield. Give me a break. That was putrid.
That's why they got Jake Browning now. And it's another, a backup quarterback from Cincinnati a couple years ago, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
I like him.
I do too. And he's 70 games he started.
And Teddy went back to Detroit. Did you hear that?
I did see that, yes.
That is absolutely hilarious.
It is hilarious. All right, Maureen, what else? Go ahead and finish up here. We're going to go out to the comments, and then we're going to also go out to Alex. He wants to call in and say hi to Greek. So what else, Maureen?
Yeah. Oh, no, man, that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to, the draft. I'd like to see them maybe draft an edge rusher, possibly another defensive lineman, along Vea there, and maybe a good bump and run corner, and hopefully also Winfield Jr. kind of lives up better to we saw some fall off there after he got paid that contract.
I agree. Either by injury or
predicated.
I got a question for
predicated on the defense.
You just hit everything that the Buccaneers need, but I have a question for you. I'm going to throw everybody a curveball. Peter, I want you to ask him the same question.
Sure, go for it.
If one of the top 4 quarterbacks fall down in their lap, do you take them? Yes or no?
No.
Not you, Pete, the caller. And if you're going to say no, I need you to tell me why. If you're going to say yes, I'm not going to ask you any questions.
I would say definitely not in the first round. Do you mean just period, Harry?
Yeah, in the first round, if one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks fall in their lap, someone you totally didn't expect, just like Aaron Rodgers did years ago, just fell all the way down. If they was available sitting right there, do you take them, or do you have that much trust in a Baker Mayfield?
man. That's a
That's a
beyond
tough
great
question, isn't it?
I would personally say at this time, even though I know the opinions may differ, I would say no, because I'd be focusing on the defensive side of the ball. But I get what you're.
I agree. I agree.
I tell you what you do. If there is a quarterback that falls down, which, maybe a Ty Simpson from Alabama, you take a call from a team that's desperate for a quarterback. You trade back. You get a first-round pick
Not
next
what I
year.
asked.
Well, no, but
not what I asked. It's
not
what I asked. If a can't miss quarterback was available.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing it because I believe in Baker Mayfield. And I also, and Marine, thanks a lot for the call. Don't be
that was a great call. Thanks,
okay?
Marine.
All right, good stuff there. Doing this thing, the Marine of the sports web there. I think he's in Qatar. Is it Qatar that he's over there? He's over there at Qatar right now watching the sports web. So again, got to love that internationally, that international flavor of the evolution of sports talk television.
But Peter, I'm not saying that's what they should do. I'm just trying to sprinkle a little doo-doo over the top of the strawberry.
Well, of course, I know what you're trying to do, but what I would say is that this is not the year to draft a quarterback, and I don't even know if the year next year is a draft a quarterback. In fact, I'm glad you said that, because it kind of, there was a guy who played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we'll get back to the comments in just a moment, who was on 95.7 WDAE. Once again, congratulations to those guys over there. 100,000 watts of power. My friend over there, Nick Wise.
True story. I worked for 95.7. It was WCKX back in the 80s.
Well, how about
when it was 96 kicks, and Arbitron rated #1 radio station. So yes, I do know all about the 100,000 watt radio station. And I'll tell you what, the production studios, it was right off of Belcher Road, and it was just north of Gulf to Bay. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yes,
it was
I
right
did.
around the
You
corner
told
from
me.
where you lived. Yeah.
You told me that. That's funny. And now
a lot of fun.
They're in Feather Sound over there, but
yeah, they can move around. But I mean, the old great Johnny Boswell and Tremonti Watts, God rest his soul, and Scott Robbins, and all the players out there. There were a lot of fun. Yeah, that's
he's
right.
still around. Back. Yeah. All right, so you are going way back, way back in time. Was there a song that starts with that? All right, Joe McCoy was on the radio. He said, pay him about Mayfield. Heck yeah. Do you all see the quarterback market who's out there? Tell me who's out there. Tell me who's coming out of the draft. Stop with the maybes. I keep telling everybody college football is glorified high school football. This is what it is. You've got a couple people that make it in the league. Oh, yeah, that's great. Stop looking at the draft. Look around the landscape of quarterbacking right now. I think any Buccaneer fan should look at the history of our quarterbacks. Bingo, right there. History of quarterbacks. This team cannot develop one. Why? Because if you tear this all up like a lot of Buccaneer fans want to, and I put this out there last week, how long are you going to be patient with the rebuild? And I'm not talking about a retool. I'm talking about
they're rebuilding, but I don't want to call it a rebuild, because this team's been rebuilding for 3 years. I call it retooling.
Right.
Okay. When you have one of the best general managers in football, which I question whether or not he should have had a job after what happened last year, I still consider him one of the best GMs in football. But Peter, you're right. But just because a player says it does not make it Bible. Number one.
I know.
Okay, that's just like you telling me, hey, did you hear this one guy? Who the hell is that guy that you're asking the opinion about? All I can tell you is what I physically see watching TV. But to rebuttal what you said, you want to talk about a team that has never been able to develop a quarterback? Who do you think I'm thinking of, sir?
The Chicago Bears.
That's right. When Sid Luckman was your leading quarterback, okay? But they finally got it right, and they developed one.
But how many years did it take you to do that? This team hasn't had a quarterback since Doug Williams.
Yes, they have.
As a franchise, who?
Well, you know what? I don't care what you say, but Steve DeBerg, in my opinion, if he had
was not a franchise quarterback.
He sure as hell was. Stop. Okay,
he was a veteran quarterback. He was not drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is the point.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
What about Steve Young?
Steve Young was a guy they drafted in the 4th round, and Bucs fans wanted him out of here because he didn't have anything around him. Guess what? Hugh Culverhouse shipped him out to San Francisco. They put something around him with Bill Walsh and
but they've had their quarterbacks, Pete.
But they had Vinny Testaverde, and they had Chris Chandler, and they had
Vinny.
hold on.
Okay, Vinny
and
was
Josh
colorblind.
Freeman.
Then he was colorblind.
This is what I'm saying. Like, and again, I'm going to go back to the comments here. What he says. Oh yeah, that's great. Stop looking at the draft. Look around the landscape of quarterbacking right now. I think any Buccaneer fan should look at the history of our quarterbacks, and it should tell you that it's hard to find a franchise guy. So while we have one, we need to pay him. Keep him around as long as we can. People go through ups and downs, but if you don't have that position, what do you got?
You don't.
Pay Baker Mayfield. He's earned the right. And then again, this report from Rob Motti of the Associated Press, he said Buccaneers GM Jason Licht is confident the team will extend not only Baker Mayfield, but YaYa Diaby. Licht says Baker is a true pro. He's a leader for this team. We love Baker. Baker is still our quarterback. He's one of the toughest guys on the team. He's a great leader. Everything kind of revolves around the quarterback spot. At some point, I'm sure we'll figure something out. There's no timetable on it. He also says about Diaby, I love to have YaYa here long term. He's very good. Young player that's probably a little bit underappreciated, I think, overall for what he's done. He's good, young player. We like him a lot. 7 sacks last year for YaYa Diaby. Again, according to Booger McFarland, who I got a chance to interview a couple weeks ago, he believes he's more of a 2 than a 1. But Diaby has talked about in the offseason how he wants to become more of a leader. So what everybody's saying, Lavonte David is gone, Mike Evans is gone, woe is me. Guys are going to step up and be new leaders on this team. Tristan Wirfs is going to be a leader on this team.
I'm more woe is me more about Mike Evans leaving.
I get it.
Than I was about Lavonte David.
I get it.
Just primarily for the fact that he was more in the spotlight, especially in the offensive side, and he had a lot more touches.
Well, you don't have the 6'4", 6'5" wide receiver on this team anymore. You've got guys, and even Todd Bowles talked about that too, which he said, he said you can't replace that play because they were talking about Mike Evans in the red zone. Obviously, we got to score a little differently. I believe this is from Pewter Report, so thanks to our friends there. Scott Reynolds doing bang-up work. Matt Matera, great stuff there. We don't have a 6'5" guy to throw it up to. So we got to scheme a little bit differently. But having a healthy Chris Godwin Jr., a healthy J-Mac, come back with a healthy Emeka Egbuka. We didn't have all those horses healthy last year. So we feel like we got a good nucleus, a good core. Obviously, we got to add some depth there, which they still may in the draft, in the later rounds. Not in the first round, but maybe in the later rounds.
You talking about wide receivers?
Yeah.
I don't think they're drafting any wide receivers.
I'll give you one name right now. Everybody's got, and you need to look at him.
Who?
His name is Denzel Boston from Washington.
Good receiver, but I see them picking up a receiver that's been released from another team that's going to be a veteran to bring in there. That's my own personal opinion. I think the Buccaneers are going to attack defense, and then maybe in the later rounds you might see them pick up a backup type of running back and or a backup type offensive lineman. That's just my opinion, but trust me when I tell you they will pick up some receivers that are getting dropped from other teams.
All right. Somebody says on TikTok here really quick, we'll get this out of the way because she's a Philadelphia Eagle fan.
Who's that?
Amazing. Go Birds. Baker. Okay, real quick. A real realist says Baker's not a franchise quarterback. Thank you very much for the comment on TikTok. Melissa says amazing. Go Birds. Appreciate you, Melissa.
Yeah.
Even Philadelphia Eagle fans are tuning in, so you got to like that. But I go back to it. I go back to this report from The Athletic, resetting the market for $50 million because guess what? Guess who is looking for a quarterback here in the next couple years? Matt Stafford is going to be retired here. Don't you think Sean McVay would look at Baker Mayfield and say, oh, that's a guy that can get developed? How about the Minnesota Vikings? Do they have a quarterback there? Kyler Murray, he's a midget. J.J. McCarthy, he can't stay healthy. Kevin O'Connell works with Baker Mayfield. Those would be two teams right now that would be willing to pay Baker Mayfield more than what the Bucs are paying. They're getting a bargain at this point with the production that he's given this offense. I get it. He has his faults. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. He throws interceptions at critical times, but this is the closest thing.
Can McVay work with him? Probably.
Yeah.
But he's not even in the same ozone as Matthew Stafford. Okay, you're talking about a Hall of Famer, a first ballot perennial Hall of Famer in a Matthew Stafford. Baker Mayfield's not even the same.
I'll throw this out there.
However,
yes,
I think he would be productive under his scheme.
Of course he would.
But there's two. You're talking about two totally different skill sets.
Well, I agree with that, but you're talking about a guy who could work in that skill set, and that's what the Bucs are planning on at this point. That's the reason why they hire Zach Robinson in the first place. I want to get out to More comments here because I didn't get a chance to read them. Ray's bullpen has issues. It did. That was the biggest question mark coming in. I asked El Bushman. El Bushman contacted me this weekend. Maybe I should change that because the Rays definitely had their issues when it comes to bullpen this weekend.
Well, it's 2-2 right now going into the ninth.
All right. Well, there you go. So Alex was wrong. Nick Martinez did not give up 6 runs because he gave up 6 runs over and over again. All right. We'll get back to the comments in just a moment. I apologize. Let's go out to the phone lines. Let's go out to Sun Devil Dave in Arizona. Welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with the Greek.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for wasting my time. Goodbye forever.
There you go. That's how we start off the show.
Greek, good to see you back. God
What's
bless
up, brother?
You and your family doing good. God bless you. Man. Miss you.
Everything's been. Bless you too, brother. What's happening? What's on your mind,
Yeah,
Dave?
crazy weekend. A lot of stuff going on. Did one of the fans or one of your callers say that they gave the Bucs free agency grade a D as in David?
Yes, that's what Ed said.
D?
Yes, he gave it a D.
Wow.
As in,
I mean,
damn.
it's just. I mean, a lot of the. Again, I like to look at the people outside the box, clutch points, other places. A lot of places have looked at the free agency tracker for the Bucs, given it B+. I mean, Deshaun Robinson, very versatile. He's going to help out Vita Vea, right?
Yep.
I give him B. Browning is a solid backup, B-. Gainwell is a huge upgrade over White. He's so versatile, can catch out of the backfield. I give him A- for Gainwell, right?
I think you're more dangerous with Gainwell as the running back. I think you are improved on offense from the standpoint of he's going to do a lot more than Rashad White, in my opinion.
Right.
He's going to be able to catch the ball in the backfield. He's going to make your offense that much more explosive. In the way that Robinson uses this offense and his running backs, I think there's definitely an opportunity there for production.
Right.
Get that, fantasy nerds and geeks. That's the guy you go and get, Kenneth Gainwell for the Bucs. What else?
And then Anzalone, I know you're saying he's going to be 32. I think he's going to have solid leadership.
Yep.
And now David gone.
Hey, hold on for a second. Hold on, Dave. Hold on, Dave. Hold up, Dave. Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
Dave. Anzalone. I don't care if he's 32 years old. That guy plays his ass off every time he's on the football field. However, if he can't stay healthy, that's the only pick that I did not like. But it's got the biggest upside for this season.
Sure.
Because when his motor's going, he is a tackling, quarterback pressuring machine.
He is, and he's good on coverage, too. He's an improvement over what you had in Savasi Dennis. That's the key. Did you improve at that position? You would have to say, on paper,
if he stays healthy.
If
2 years now, this guy cannot be healthy.
Well, he has to stay healthy. You're right. And then the other two guys, I know that Mohammed Edge didn't really get he got a C+, and then Killer Brew, the safety, got a B+. But
I give that Mohammed a bigger grade.
I can see the D is D. I can see B+. This is a pretty good free agent grouping, I think, as far as signings. I think they did a good job, and everyone needs to calm down. I think these guys, if they stay healthy, I think we got some solid players so far, and then we still got the draft coming up. To add in some more edge rushers and DB help as well, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think you can add to that either in the second wave of free agency. Somebody may get cut that you don't think, or you go into the draft and get somebody young, which, Jason Licht has been able to do in the past. Not necessarily in the first or second round, but maybe in the third, fourth round, you address that corner position where it's deep and where you can get a young player. But it certainly seems like it's definitely a need, according to Todd Bowles today in his comments about, needing another corner there, especially with the play of Zion McCollum, going back here, regressing, if you will. Benjamin Morrison, there's not enough, and I know Bucs fans want to call him a bust already. There's not enough a body of work to say this guy's a bust, because Morrison would have been a top 15 pick if he's not hurt, if he doesn't have the hip situation. We saw flashes of brilliance. We saw him lock up Philadelphia Eagle wide receivers then when he got the opportunity. We also seen him get burned and toasted against the Buffalo Bills. So he's a young player.
Right.
Can he go into the second year, stay healthy? That's the reason why you draft Morrison in the first place, because he's going to be an upgrade over Jamel Dean. The reason why you drafted Jacob Parrish is because what you saw last year on film, very versatile, can play the outside. We'll get the opportunity to play on the outside. We'll play on the inside. There will be very versatile with him, and he's made plays. He's probably the best corner on this team right now.
You think so?
I do. I think Jacob Parrish could be the best corner on this team. Yes.
What about? Can I add something and kind of talk about?
Sure, go for it.
TB12, the GOAT, real quick.
Yes.
I need Greek's opinion on this too. So, Tom Brady comes out talking about wanting to come back again.
Yes.
That
Do you
was
think
that
this was fueled by number one, obviously the Phillip Rivers comeback, or number two, the whole deal with this whole flag football and getting beat?
I think it's number two, personally.
Guys.
I think it's number two. I mean, I can honestly tell you, being a very competitive guy in sports when I was in my 40s, I still wanted to play ball. It didn't make a difference. It was baseball, basketball, or football. But at some point, you just have to realize you just can't get above the rim. You can't hit that home run anymore. You just can't throw as hard.
Right.
But he did look good in the flag football. It was pretty cool to, how, he evaded, being his elusive hips, and then he threw the touchdown in the corner in the end zone.
His hips don't lie.
He could still play the game, but man, that would be oh my God. Why taint your career, man? Go out. You're the GOAT already. Don't even think about coming back.
I know that.
But I'm going to tell you the reason why they won't let him come back. He's trying to get him to change the rules because he has to forfeit his ownership of the Raiders.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's the only reason why he won't come back.
Big thing, but there's a way to get around that. But I don't think they'll make exceptions. So one last thing. Have you seen The Saint of Second Chances yet on Netflix?
I'm not. No.
How about you, Harry?
No, sir, I haven't.
You got to watch this. It's about Mike Vick and about his time over in St. Paul or Minneapolis, St. Paul, and he had that minor league team.
Okay.
In the 90s.
By the way, update on the score.
Anyways,
Rays
go watch
3-2.
it. Go on Netflix and watch it. It's really good.
Okay.
And if you're, like the White Sox, and really talks about everything he did after the whole, disco demolition thing. And it's a great. Go look it up now. Go on Netflix, watch it. I think you guys will both enjoy it.
All right, man.
So,
appreciate the
thank
call.
you guys.
Yes.
I think I'm
goodbye forever. Harry, man. Good to hear from you again, man.
All right.
You too, brother. Listen,
Sign
Pete,
up.
before you take any more calls,
Yes.
I'm going to turn my ass into a pumpkin. I'm going to pour myself a little sippy sip. And I'm
Okay.
going to go turn on and watch the bottom of the ninth. And I'm just going to try to chill a little bit, man. It was really good getting my feet wet a little bit again. Sorry I had to get a little disturbed. I don't like when people make comments that are negative about the show. You know what? That's what we're here for. We give everybody an opportunity for a voice. Tell us what you see, what you think, how you feel. We're not always going to agree, but that's what's great about this country. I want to say good luck to our boys that are overseas right now, and hopefully everything and everybody comes home safely. I'm not getting political, but you have to support who's in charge, and let's just keep going. Much love. Go Bucs, go Bears, and we'll talk to you later, brother.
There you go. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. Thanks a lot for your time. We'll see you on Wednesday night, my friend. All right?
Talk to you soon.
All right. Love you, brother. There we go. So I didn't expect that, but there he is. That's why you tune into the evolution of sports talk television. So the phone lines are open. I don't want to neglect you guys. I want to read the comments because I know there's plenty of comments, plenty of disagreement, plenty of pessimism, but that's okay. Did I say it right? All right. Let's go back out to these comments. We'll get out to them. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you as always. Oscar says, what's up, Peter? Happy Monday, brother. Happy Monday to you. Mike D. Roches, I love you, brother. I know you're going through some things, dude. You're always welcome here on the show as a webhead. I know you may feel a certain way about me or about, me saying about USA Hockey. We've been together for years, brother, so I don't know where this is coming from, but it is what it is. Who are the Rays playing? The Milwaukee Brewers. We'll give you an update on this right now as I'm looking and seeing what is going on. It is the bottom of the ninth as we speak. I cannot see it right now, so you guys will have to be my eyes and my ears. But they are winning. The Rays are winning 3-2. So everybody, jumping to the conclusion that this team is going to be awful. Again, it's early in the season. And they could be 3-0 and 2-1 like I started out the show if their bullpen is able to nail it down. Hopefully their bullpen is able to nail it down right now. Sun Devil Dave, Cubs 6-0 over the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim or whatever the hell they call them today. And the Rays and Brewers, that's an old score. Brent, I don't care. Sign him. It will make it easier for me to watch because I will know we ain't going to win a Super Bowl. Thank you, Brent. As always, Baker Mayfield on it. Go Reds. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Brent says Baker Mayfield has choked in every must-win game on game-winning drives. That is a fact. Well, didn't choke against the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoff game. You don't mention that. He's had some wins. Has he not? Did he not beat the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta just a couple of years ago on a late fourth-quarter drive with K-Dot getting the touchdown? I think he did. Did he not go into Green Bay and have a nearly perfect game? Did we forget that, guys? Did we forget all that? Brent, you seem to forget. What's good, Peter? What's good, Webheads? What's good with you?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to King Cook, Peter. Are we capping tonight or are we keeping it real? You think our defense got better from last year with these signings? I definitely think they got – I definitely think they're improved. I don't think they're better. I think it remains to be seen at this point, especially at the linebacking situation. They still need to add a pass rusher. They may add a veteran. We'll see. I think you have to be average. I don't think you have to be like knockout. I don't know if you're going to be knockout, but Muhammad coming off the 11 sacks, maybe that's an improvement. YaYa Diaby, another year. I told you what the key to this line is. It's Kalijah Kancey. If Kalijah Kancey can stay healthy, and again, it's reminiscent of Gerald McCoy coming into the league. The first 2 years he has the bicep problem, and Bucs fans are saying he's a bust. And then after that, knock on wood, he's able to stay healthy. Kalijah Kancey is the biggest key to this defensive line in 2026. If he stays healthy, look out for this line being improved. And we don't know what David Walker is. There's a lot of expectations on David Walker, the 4th-round pick from last year. So we'll see. King Cook says go Bucs. Absolutely go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting, Todd.
Fire the cannon. How about them Bucs, baby?
Thank you very much. King Cook goes, I don't want to pay Baker $50 million. I'd rather go rookie quarterback after this season. And I asked you guys this. If you go rookie quarterback, how long are you willing to be patient? Because for every Drake May, there's a Zach Wilson. And there's a Justin Fields. And there's quarterbacks all out. There's a quarterback graveyard. So if you get a first-round quarterback, you better be patient because the team you put around him is not going to be that good. Because if you want a full rebuild and you want to get rid of veterans and you want to cut salary and you want to get draft capital, the team around you is not going to be good. It's going to take some time. I continue to ask the question and I continue not to get a response. How patient, Bucs fans, would you be if this goes south in 2026? That is the question of the year. I will ask this question until somebody gives me an answer. And if you say 3 to 5 years, then I will point at you and say, what's the excuse for the last 3 years when you won the NFC South? Why is that not good enough? Why are you not patient with Todd Bowles, but you're going to be patient with the new coach that you don't know? You're going to be patient with the new quarterback that you don't know. You're going to be patient with the team that you don't know. And then through the process of being patient, you're going to lose a lot of games. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. So, spare me and save me the nonsense that you guys are going to be patient. You can't even be patient with a supposed mediocre team. How are you going to be patient when there's a full rebuild? Do you even know what a full rebuild is? Do you want to know what a full rebuild is? Trust me, if you're a Bucs fan, you know this all too well. And it doesn't turn out right. And I think it's one of the main reasons why the Glazers didn't fire Todd Bowles in the first place. Because you don't want to go back to the dark ages. You know why? Because the fan base can't handle it. The ownership can't handle it. You don't know if you're ever going to come out of those dark ages. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me. That's why you sign a Baker Mayfield. That's why you keep the continuity there. But again, if it doesn't work out, it's out of my control. It's out of your control. This will be up to the Glazers to do this and decide. I refuse to believe that everybody's saying, well, I can't be patient with what's going on right now. I mean, I get it. They're not winning Super Bowls, but you're winning division titles. You're at least winning one playoff game a year. You won one. I get it's disappointing, but again, put this in perspective. You want a rookie quarterback, it's going to take some time. Quarterbacks aren't coming off, they're not growing on trees. And if you look at the Bucs history, the quarterback graveyard, the quarterback history, where it's right up there with edge rushers, where you haven't had an edge rusher that you drafted since Leroy Summon in the 70s. Same could be said about quarterback, guys. Look at the list. Go down the list. Steve DeBerg is not a draftable quarterback. He was a veteran quarterback. Vinny Testaverde was a draft quarterback. He was a bust. Trent Dilfer was a draftable quarterback. He was a bust. Sean King was drafted. He drafted in the second round. He did some things. They moved on to Brad Johnson. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl quarterback. Nothing against Sean King. This is how this organization works. Then after that, what did they do? They went with vet quarterbacks. And then finally, they decided to turn the page and go with Josh Freeman. Couple good years, he's a bust. Jameis Winston, he's a bust. I go on the list over and over again. Bruce Gronkowski, bust. Do this all night with you guys. I mean, you think you're talking to the neighbor down the street. You may be. You're talking to a guy that's been through the Bucs losing seasons with quarterbacks. Hope springs eternal when it comes to drafting a first-round quarterback like he's the savior. But here's the deal. The reason why, and I talked to Dante Culpepper about this, the reason why a lot of quarterbacks don't work out is because they don't have the pieces around them. They don't build the team around them. They don't have the organization around them. So again, I'm going to go back to it. You go through a rebuild, you tear this thing down, and you don't have a team around a rookie quarterback. How patient are you willing to be? I don't think very patient. AB and Gronk. Yes, those were free agents and trades. Yes, it worked out. That year of the Super Bowl, it worked out. It worked out with AB because it was the second half of the year, not the full year, because if it was the full year, you probably wouldn't have lasted. And then you gave him a second year, which a lot of Bucs fans forget because they re-signed all the other players in the first place. Jason Licht don't get credit for that. Forget about all that stuff. Let's not tell the truth tonight, Peter. Let's all cap. It's all cap here, Pete. People forget. How many years did this administration, this organization try to win a Super Bowl with Tom Brady in the fold? I mean, eventually you can't go to the well if you don't have the money. Right? People forget. Peter H. Blake. We got better this offseason with the pickups we made. We filled our depth chart. Last year we had no depth. There you go. Brent, if Bowles is gone next year, they re-sign Baker Mayfield. That means we have a bottom tier head coach. Ridiculous, Brent. Come on, man. You think Baker Mayfield is a bottom tier quarterback? Any coach would want to come here and coach Baker Mayfield. Come on, man. We just talked about it. Sean McVay would want Baker Mayfield. Harry Berg, LFG. Thank you very much, Rob. Appreciate you. If we're relying on the draft this year, doesn't that scream rebuild anyways? If we're relying on rookies to come in and make an impact to elevate us to the postseason, we are in trouble. You're in trouble. You don't have veterans on this team. You didn't sign Muhammad. You don't have Walker from last year. You don't have Kalijah Kancey. You don't have Vita Vea. You don't have YaYa Diaby. You guys act like you're depending on rookies. Just rookies at this point. Like we're going back to Adrian Claiborne and who was the player that they got as a veteran at the time? I can't even think of that. That's where you're going with that? Mark Dominic days? No. Come on. Welcome back, Harry. My prayers go out to you and your family. Thank you very much. Chris Cole, Gainwell and the safety from Pittsburgh, Roseboom Kid are going to be a part of special teams. Call in. You know what? I'm going to call Alex. Alex, call in. Open phone lines. Because I can't read the phone. I can't read the comments. Everybody wants to call in. So call in. 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Gainwell and the safety from Pittsburgh. Roseboom Kid are going to be a big part of the special teams. King Cook, because Harry, Bucs fans have no choice but to be optimistic about our receivers now. What are you not being optimistic about? What the talent is there. Like, how are you not? You lose one player who's 32 years old who can't stay healthy, who hasn't been able to stay healthy for the last couple of years. I get it. He's a mismatch nightmare, but what do we know about Mike Evans? He's going to miss games. You've got a young receiver in Emeka Egbuka. You got Jalen McMillan. You got Chris Godwin, who probably can return to form. You got Tez Johnson. What are you not optimistic about? You got an offensive coordinator. All right, Greek is back. Yes, the evolution. Thank you very much. We the Thunder, as always. Ed, good to see you. Greek, okay. Greek is good. See ya. Chris Cole. Let's see here. A better offensive coordinator. Boom. There it is, right there. All right. Hold on. Brightside, I'll take your call in just a moment and read the rest of these comments. So I don't neglect anybody. I don't hurt anybody's feelings. Everybody's got feelings right now. Mike won't put on the show since you like him. Let's see. Ed, Mike is being with the nonsense, okay? Josh Allen had surgery on his foot. He was hurt the most of the year. They still made the second round of the playoffs. And you see the difference. Josh Allen on the Medi didn't make excuses. But how did he play? He's supposedly a franchise quarterback that a lot of people are having questions about, that Bucs fans wanted. How did he play in that game? How many turnovers did he have? Why is the coach fired now? Sean McDermott's a good coach. Why is McDermott fired? Because of Josh Allen. He can turn over the ball. See, your whole thing here, Brent, is talk about Baker Mayfield and turning over the ball, but you won't keep the same energy, once again, as the kids say, about Josh Allen, who's a human turnover machine, who's probably turned over the ball more than Baker Mayfield. Bet me. Especially in the playoffs with the 5 turnovers. But you won't say nothing. You will be quiet when it comes to that. I know this. So, yeah, you can sit here and talk about Josh Allen all day long being hurt, but how did he play when he was hurt? Didn't play very well. What do you have, 5 turnovers? I think 4 or 5 turnovers there. Didn't help his team at all. Won't say nothing. Bringing the nonsense. Yep. Yes, thank you. Baker will be extended. I think so too. Oscar says Godwin hopefully will stay healthy this season and will contribute. Brent, Baker plays bad. It's because he's injured with no surgery, yet you have compared him with Baker Mayfield. I rest my case. What are you talking about? I said he's played bad. I also said he was injured. You want to not have that as an excuse. You want to say it's an excuse, and I'm telling you it's a real thing. If you hurt your oblique as a quarterback, it's going to affect your motion to throw the ball. If you hurt your shoulder, Brent, it's going to affect your throwing motion. If you don't have a good offensive coordinator that can scheme your wide receivers up or your offense up, it's going to hurt your offense. I know this is crazy. Like, it's only for some of you people, it's only on one quarterback, one player, Baker Mayfield. Again, the same energy won't be held for Josh Allen, who is a turnover machine, is considered a franchise quarterback. Ridiculous. How about Lamar Jackson? You like Lamar Jackson? What does Lamar Jackson do in the postseason? What does he do? What does he do? Does he ever win any postseason games? You will never hear anybody say Lamar Jackson's a bad quarterback. Not on this show. It's all about hating Baker Mayfield, especially Brent. Those hits were not dirty. Okay. You don't think those hits were dirty? Then why did they have a rule for that tackle? The New Orleans Saints player, when he hit Godwin low, that was a dirty hit. It was a low hit. It was dirty. I think the problem with Baker Mayfield was he didn't have a backup. Well, and now he has a backup. I'd rather draft a rookie quarterback over paying Baker $50 million a year. And you would be the same person that would complain that you're not winning any games in the next 3 to 5 years because you have a rookie quarterback. Same people. I'm telling you, it's the same thing. It's unbelievable with some of the Bucs fans, rinse and repeat over and over again. You guys don't learn. You want to do the same thing over and over again, expect a different result. We call that insanity. Josh Allen played with a broken foot, had surgery, made it in the second round of the playoffs, and was a reason why I got the coach fired. Can you say that too? Let's see. Leo Haggerty, thank you for tuning in. Harry using my line, can't go 3 years without an injury, plays hurt. All right, Brightside Broadway, go ahead.
Hey, Peter, I just want to say, I think we did a good job in free agency. I don't think we got a D. I think we got better than a D. I think we got a B.
A B? Okay, why do you think you got a B?
Because we got Deshaun Robinson, we got Muhammad, and we got several people that will back up what we already have
Okay.
and be able to build on that.
Yeah, you're going to have an opportunity to build on that. Absolutely.
And I don't think people are giving Baker a full chance.
I mean, I think that's absolutely, I think that's astute on your part. It's absolutely correct with the production that he's had. I mean, there's one guy on here. There's a couple guys on here don't believe in Baker Mayfield. I don't get it, but okay. When the general manager says that it revolves around the quarterback position and he says that he's a big part of your team and big part of your locker room, that should tell you everything you need to know. But
exactly.
Hey, what do we know?
I've listened to everybody tonight, and I want to make this point. We've been in worse situations.
Yes.
Can we not move on?
Yes. Yes.
Can we not get behind the coach that we do have and give them a chance in the draft?
It's going to be tough this year for a lot of this fan base to move on from Mike Evans and Lavonte David. Definitely agree with you on that. Brightside, anything else?
Go Bucs
man.
and go Sports Web.
Appreciate you, brother. We'll go ahead and fire those cannons.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Love you, brother.
Love you too, brother. All right, let's go out to Cole, CSB, brother. Welcome to the Evolution. What's on your mind tonight, boss?
Well, listen, I just wanted to say that congratulations to the Rays for winning tonight.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, 500 through 4 games.
The season, well, listen, they're now, what are they? They lost, they were 1-2, so now they're 500.
No, they're 2-2.
2-2
They're 2-2 right now. They just won their second game.
So the season's not over with, Rays fans. It's amazing.
No, not quite. And YaYa Diaby is chicken butt, bro. I mean, he's got more hits than anybody in Major League Baseball right now. He's got 11 hits through the first 4 games.
It's amazing. Actually, he broke a record for the Tampa Bay Rays. You have to go all the way back to 1998 with Quentin McCracken and the Devil Rays.
Oh, Quentin McCracken, too. Man, that's bringing back some memories.
There you go. There you go, buddy. There you go. 9 hits to start the season.
Purple jersey and everything, man. I've still got, matter of fact, I've still got the Jose Canseco jersey in my closet. Doesn't fit anymore, but I still have it in my closet.
Love it, man. Love it. All right. What else is on your mind?
Jeez. All right. Well, I just wanted to say congratulations to the Rays. I still think that lineup is a little low, a little short, but I mean, honestly, I think if you can put the center field, if you can put whatchamacallit, you know that fast dude, what's his name?
Chandler Simpson.
What was it?
Chandler Simpson.
Yeah, Simpson. If you can put Simpson in the 9 hole, that'll look really good. And have Yandy Diaz at 1, and put what is it? Cause a third baseman at the 2 hole, and
Caminero.
Yeah, Caminero at the 2 hole, and the first baseman at the 3 hole. You'll be all right. I think you'll be all right for the first little bit, and then you just build it up throughout the year. They'll be okay. But here's the thing, guys. You got to pay attention to tomorrow night because McClanahan is pitching, making his debut, season debut, and his first time he's pitched since, oh gosh, both of my kids were out of high school when last time he pitched. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, it's been a while.
Agree. Completely agree, man. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I think he's the key to that pitching staff. If he returns to form, then look out for the Rays and that pitching staff.
If he returns to form, then I think they could possibly get to 3rd in the division, and I'm down on the Rays this year. But if he returns to form, I think he could get to 3rd in the division because this guy that pitched tonight, he's a veteran. He had a crappy spring, but I'm telling you, it's one of those veteran things, man. He just needed to he was working on some stuff. He's fine. Leave it to the veterans. But I mean, I really think that if we can get that rookie doing well, the new shortstop, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. And as far as the Bucs are concerned, I'd like to see them, if one of the corners falls to them, go ahead, grab it. I don't know that there's going to be any pass rushers in the first round worth taking at 15.
Wow.
I really don't, because the big ones are going to be off the board by 12, I think.
Wow. All right. I have a mock draft here from Buccaneers.com that disagrees with you. So you have to tune
Okay, what's
into that.
the mock draft say?
Well, that's called a tease, my friend. We'll do that in just a little bit. All right. So you just keep on staying tuned here and give me a second call here if you feel like if you felt froggy.
Okay, if I feel froggy, I will.
All right, man. I appreciate you, Cole. CSB brother, as always. Thanks a lot.
Take care, man.
All right. Good stuff there. All right, Alex, I see you. The Rays win. What are your thoughts, Rays fans? Go ahead and call up 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Here is drinking his happy juice. Okay. Ed says, hey, Leo. Thank you very much, Leo, for tuning in. What game did he get hurt in? Looked like the San Francisco game. He still won that game, by the way. But looked like the San Francisco game. Welcome, Leo. King Cook, I think it was pressure that caused Baker to fold next year's excuse is going to be the rebuild. Laugh out loud. Exactly. Brent says the O-line was not bad last year. Baker can't see over the line, and defensive coordinators knew it. So losing both of your starting guards, your left tackle for the majority of the year, even your right tackle, is not a bad offensive line. Okay, I've heard it all. Mr. Williams says, hey to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Brent. You draft him. Let him sit behind Baker for a year. Thank you so much, 54, for a good job for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for life, 54 and 13. Brent, I will be patient. The problem is they don't wait until the team don't have nothing around him. Well, if you want to rebuild, you're going to have to rebuild it, and then you draft a young quarterback, and then you take your lumps for the next couple of years. They will wait. Baker's not a franchise quarterback. Brent, we have Jameis, but they were throwing 45 to 50 times a game up the field. No one cared about the running game until Brady and now Baker, because you got to have a running game. A new excuse for Baker. Chris Cole, trade for Burrows. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Forget the dead weight of Evans and David. Cornerback is a major problem, and Morrison is still injured. Letting Dean go was a big mistake. If 6'5" doesn't play or half the speed, he's dead weight. I don't know about Dean letting go. I think, again, the Dean situation was the writing on the wall. When he took a restructure, they were going to get rid of him. Benjamin Morrison, I'm not ready to rule out as being a bust. I think you Bucs fans need to look at this and see what his body of work is, and it's not a lot. So just give it a chance. Let's see how it plays out. But I definitely do think they will draft a corner in this upcoming draft. If anything, offer the same contract and keep it moving. We'll see. But what happens when it's 24-20? We have the ball in the playoffs on the 35-yard line with Baker on the game-winning drive. How many times has he showed up in that situation? Again, I told you about the situations he showed up in. You don't realize it. You don't acknowledge it. Oh, yeah, if he throws a pick, it would be the defense's fault. He was hurt. Brent again. Great quarterbacks. Remember, is Josh Allen a great quarterback? Is Lamar Jackson a great quarterback? Answer the question, Brent. If this is what you're going to go on, is Josh Allen a great quarterback who hasn't won a Super Bowl and also has turned over the ball in those critical times? And Lamar Jackson, who's a two-time MVP during the regular season, is he also a great quarterback? Go ahead. Let's see here. Oscar says, how about if they go after Bosa? He's still out there. I don't know if Joey Bosa is in their price range. We'll see. Hey, Peter. Hey, Harry. Thank you very much, Brightside, for calling in. Look, I'm not talking about week 1 and 5 in the Eagles game. The Bucs defense played great. Those were good games he played. So you're not going to give him credit on that, but you're gonna fault him for the second half when he was clearly injured. Okay, there it is. There it is. There you go. He said it himself. I'm not going to give him credit because the defense played well. Baker doesn't deserve any credit. The defense deserves credit, not Baker. Why can't it be just a whole team win? Why does it got to be one aspect of the team that you give credit to? I don't understand this with some Bucs fans. With the rookie quarterback, I'm willing to wait 3 or 4 years. Trust the process, okay? And if it doesn't work out in 3 to 4 years, then what? Because, again, the history shows it's not on your side. But, yeah, let's go ahead and wait 3 or 4 years. You don't have full rebuild right now. If you wait too long, it will be a full rebuild. You guys want a full rebuild. Just because you draft a quarterback doesn't mean you have a full rebuild. Well, you're changing the coach. You're most likely changing the general manager. You're getting rid of all the veterans. You're getting draft capital. Well, what do you think it's going to be? How long did it take Jason Licht to get back to Tom Brady? How long did it take there? What was it, 7-8 years? Okay. Aloha, Peter H. Blake. Hope the start the week is going well. Well, it was. Not really at work. Lamar Jackson played good. Not in the playoffs. He hasn't won anything. Jalen Hurts was drafted in the second round. They won a Super Bowl with a young quarterback. They also won a Super Bowl with a young quarterback with having the strength of a offensive line that was healthy, on the strength of having Saquon Barkley, who rushed for over 2,000 yards, and also a defense that could get after Patrick Mahomes. Recall, it wasn't just the quarterback. In fact, the quarterback wasn't that good. He was a DLG quarterback. He made the throws he needed to make. They depended on the running game and the defense. That's where you're wrong on this. All right, I was taking calls. Yes. Lamar, aloha, Harry Berg. I hope you're all well. To your family, Josh Allen is way better than Baker Mayfield, and I'm a Bucs fan and hasn't won anything to write home about. Josh played better than Baker Mayfield. Did he? How many times did he turn over the ball last time when he was in the playoffs? Was it 5 times? I'm excited for our Bucs upgrades. Look forward to seeing what else they do with possible free agents and draft. Brent, well, when Jameis hurt his shoulder, he didn't get the excuse. He didn't get the excuse that his shoulder was hurt. He didn't get that excuse on this show. Did you watch this show? My goodness. Josh Allen, 8-7 in the playoffs. Zero, count them, 0 Super Bowl appearances.
I'm trying not to suck right there.
Josh Allen's an MVP. So is Lamar Jackson during the regular season. What do they do during the postseason? To put your thing out there. Baker Mayfield doesn't do anything in the postseason. Your boy Josh Allen doesn't do anything in the postseason. Your boy Lamar Jackson doesn't do anything in the postseason. All those guys made it to the conference championship and won nothing. But wouldn't you expect these guys who are the top 5 in the NFL, you need to get to a Super Bowl, man? Lamar says, now that you have a new offensive coordinator, I'm excited to see how the strengths of the offensive line and how he gets all the receivers available for Baker Mayfield to throw to. I hope the upgrades on the defensive side and special teams will make a significant difference from last few years. Good comment there, Lamar. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, who in the world cares about conference championships? Yes, it helps keep the coach's job, fans in the seats, but you need the ring, the banners. Brent, I do, because that's one game away from the Super Bowl, which brings hope versus getting knocked out of the playoffs in the first round and not making it to the NFC Championship. And even with making it to the AFC Championship, you regress the next year and get your coach fired. But once again, you will say nothing about that with your boy Josh Allen. What Baker's playoff record? I'll wait. You can wait all day long. What's Josh Allen's record? What's Lamar Jackson's record in the postseason? Again, it doesn't just come down to one player. It comes down to the team around him. That's what you fail to miss. 1 and 2, yeah. Tell Action Jackson, Josh Allen to keep waiting too, because they haven't made or won a Super Bowl. Brent, to compare Josh Allen to Baker Mayfield, it's got to be a joke. Peter, would you rather Baker or Josh Allen if you could do an even trade? I'll take Baker Mayfield. Thanks. I'd rather have that record than a 1 and 2 record, plus neither of them have Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. Let's go out to Brent. Give them our receivers. We win the Super Bowl. Not necessarily, because the defense couldn't get off the field from Patrick Mahomes. Recall that? Was that all on Josh Allen? Was that on the Bills defense giving up 13 seconds after the Bills took the lead in Kansas City? Did you forget that? That was the defense? Oh, yeah, defense doesn't do anything. It's all the quarterback. Why you need a defense for? Your defense only wins a championship. Running game only helps you out, travels in the weather, but you need it's all on the quarterback. I forgot. My gosh. I said Baker played good. Brent brings nothing to the table but the same thing every night. That's all right. Chris, I'm tired of the excuses for Baker Mayfield every year. Would love to talk football with you, not emotion. If you pay Josh Allen an average of $55 million a year, you expect at least a Super Bowl appearance. 8 years now. Baker only has been on the Bucs for 3 years. No, he didn't. And Brent says Baker has never played in the conference championship. And guess what? Josh Allen has never won a Super Bowl either, with all the talent he's had around him. So enough with the nonsense. I'm going to go out to Alex here. I'm going to go out to this guy. Maybe he'll answer the phone.
Yes. God bless everyone.
Yeah,
Rays
God
win,
bless.
baby.
Yes, our Rays correspondent here. What do you think about your Tampa Bay Rays? Wow, doom and gloom for the last couple of days there. You're very silent tonight. Give me your thoughts on this Rays victory 3-2 over Milwaukee.
Let's talk about the Rays, and then I actually want to talk a little bit about the Bucs, about that. Harry the Greek asked a question. I want to answer that question before I go to the Rays.
Answer the question.
He asked the question is, if you see a quarterback in the draft, would you draft him? And
would you?
That question really would depend on how the Bucs feel the direction of this organization, right? So I would have to say I agree with Harry. $50 million is definitely overpaying. I do have to agree. But wait. It's not overpaying if it's not $50 million guaranteed, right?
I think it's $50 million a year.
Contracts in the past where you do like $25 million guaranteed, and then you do like an extra $25 million, where it's like basically incentive based. You can do a contract like that, but I agree with Harry. He's not worth $50 million. All guaranteed. Also, to answer the question, if there was a quarterback in the draft, would you draft him? It would depend on how much do you have belief in the quarterback, the backup quarterback you just signed from the Cincinnati Bengals. That's my answer to that, to be honest.
Do you think Jake Browning is the answer for them as a future quarterback?
As a future quarterback, no.
Okay.
So if you're referring to drafting a future quarterback, I mean, it really depends on how much you believe in Baker.
Let's say it goes downhill like a lot of you Bucs fans think. How patient are you going to be if the Bucs do draft a young quarterback and they go through a full rebuild? How patient would you be? How many years?
Listen. I'm willing to give the Bucs
unlimited amount of time.
That's such a tough question, and I know you've been asking that for like the last week.
I'm gonna keep on asking because I know the answer to it.
And that's okay. And I want to answer that question right now on my behalf. All right, here it goes. Ready?
Go for it.
I'm gonna say it's not necessary. We shouldn't be in a rebuild mode at all.
What if it goes down? What if it goes south?
If it goes that way,
you're gonna fire the coach.
If it goes that way, I'm going to copy off the words of J.P. Peterson. Then I want a full-fledged rebuild.
Okay.
Trade Tristan Wirfs. Trade everyone.
Wow.
If you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. I will give 3 to 5 years if you're going to do a full rebuild.
3 to 5 years.
But you have to do a full rebuild. You have to fully reset.
So, again, let me get this straight. You're not happy with just winning a division title, maybe winning a playoff game here and there, which, again, I get that the Bucs fans have more expectations.
You shouldn't. It's like saying this, and I'm going to get to the Rays in a minute. It's like saying the Rays being laughed at, the only Major League Baseball that hangs up wild card banners. Do you want to be known as the organization that hangs with wild card banners?
Well, the difference is that the Rays haven't won a World Series. The Bucs have won a championship. So
agreed.
I'm satisfied.
Agreed. But
I'm somewhat satisfied with that in the last 5 years. So again,
I agree. But the direction of I 1,000% agree with you. But with the direction of where this division is going, the Panthers are starting to rise up. The Falcons are rising up slowly but surely.
The Falcons don't even have a quarterback. Who's the Falcons' quarterback? Tua or Penix?
I'm just saying.
And if you combine them as a quarterback, is it even a healthy quarterback at that point? You got to transform those quarterbacks in order to get a healthy quarterback. And by the way, you're not doing that. I'm just saying
you have to. Honestly, to answer the initial question, and I'm gonna talk about the Rays real quick.
3 to 5 years.
I just don't see this organization in the need of a rebuild. I think it's completely stupid. I think you still have enough good talent. You have a complete offensive line. You have 4 wide receivers. Sure, I agree with everything that Harry said about how you're going to lose that leadership, but the talent is still there. You just need someone to step up. You're a few picks away. You're a few big pieces away from still picking up that defense and fixing that part of the defense. There's really no need for a rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
And if Baker can get his ass in order, yeah, Baker, get your ass in order and calm the fuck down. Stop throwing these interceptions and work with that offensive line. There's no need for a rebuild. So I just don't think that the Bucs are in a position for a rebuild. But to answer your question, if it comes to that, I'm willing to wait 3 to 5 years, but you have to tear it apart. You have to do a full
If you
rebuild.
tear
Don't
it
half-ass
apart,
rebuild
it's going to be at
because
least
it's a
3
waste.
years or more. If you tear it all, you're talking about getting rid of Tristan Wirfs, or about getting rid of Vita Vea.
No, but I'm saying, if you're going to rebuild, you're going to completely rebuild.
Again, get ready for a lot of losing. You can forget about having 8 or 9 or 10 wins.
I don't think it's necessary. But I'm saying if you're going, if that's the Glazers' mentality, then do a full rebuild.
Okay. All right. What about the Rays?
But wait. I'm going to say this last thing, and I'll talk about the Rays real quick. But I just don't think the Bucs are in that position. The Bucs are still in a very good position. Sure, you lost Mike Evans, but come on, let's be honest with you. On the field, the Bucs were playing just fine without Mike Evans in that 6-2 run. Mike Evans wasn't there for what, 3/4 of that 6-2 run?
Mm-hmm.
No, I love Mike Evans. Maybe his leadership does have core value, but someone else can step up and be that leader. Maybe it's Emeka Egbuka. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. But if they can fix that defense, I just don't think that there's a need or the need to discuss a rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go to the Rays real quick. Listen, Nick Martinez pitched very great. A lot of people are shocked about the way he pitched. He pitched 6 innings. He didn't even give up no runs till the 6th inning. He gave up a 2-run bomb to Wilson Contreras, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, to be honest with you, a very good outing by him compared to what he did in the spring. Absolutely impressive. So, listen, the bullpen came in. Oh, my God. Peter, it's going to come down to that bullpen this year, bro. Just like last year, I'm telling you. They tie it. The Rays Johnny DeLuca gets a solo bomb. The Rays take the lead, and the bullpen just hangs on by an ABS reversal strike because it was called a ball. Rays challenged to turn to a strike, and they got that last ground out to end the game. Great win against a very tough Milwaukee lineup, which, by the way, that's not a lineup that you sleep on. But the Rays go 2-2 in this very young season, and you get the return, the 3-year wait of Shane McClanahan on the mound tomorrow.
Can't wait.
I like our odds.
Can't wait, my friend. All right, good stuff there. My Rays.
Hey, great stuff. Hey, Peter, just real quick. I just want to say, like I always say before I leave, I appreciate everything you do. Harry the Greek, if you're listening, I love you, bro. God bless you. I'm glad you're feeling good. And I've been praying for you and your wife, though. So God bless you guys. And yeah, go Bucs and raise up.
All right, so there you go. Good stuff. Appreciate you as always. Let me go out to Corey. Corey, welcome to the Evolution here on a Monday night. What's on your mind, boss?
Peter, what we talking about tonight?
Oh, my gosh. We're talking all kinds of stuff tonight about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Todd Bowles in his comments about Lavonte David, about Mike Evans, saying they have a young wide receiving room. We're talking about Gerald McCoy and his comments about paying Baker Mayfield. And Jason Licht coming out saying most likely they'll get a contract extension or try to get a contract extension with Baker Mayfield done along with YaYa Diaby. And then we'll get to Derek Brooks and his comments on the state of the 2026 Bucs. And plus, the Rays won tonight. So have at it, my friend. Go ahead.
Okay. So how you feel about the extension for Baker Mayfield? You think he's the quarterback that can take us?
I do think
even to a Super Bowl appearance. Do you think he can
I do think he can do that. Yes, I do. You got to keep him healthy. They got to put a running game around him, which they haven't been able to. They weren't able to do last year because Bucky got hurt. I think they had the receivers, and they could actually bet. Like everybody's saying, Baker can't do it. Were you in the same mindset with Sam Darnold? And Darnold had his own turnover problems, and he was able to turn it around. Why? Because he had a running game, because they put a defense around him, because they had an offensive coordinator that works with his strengths, and you don't try to go with those negatives. And if you did go with those negatives, you try to cut down on those turnovers. Nobody thought Sam Darnold was going to win a Super Bowl, but how did Sam Darnold win a Super Bowl? Did he do it all himself? No, he did it on the strength of a running game. He did it on the strength of a defense. Right. Why can't Baker Mayfield do that?
I like what Sam Darnold did. He turned into a game manager. Ain't nothing wrong with being a game manager.
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely.
But I don't think Baker want to do that. I don't think, Baker got that gunslinger mentality, let it wild out, let it rip mentality, man.
It's the gift and the curse, but you're exactly right. You got to have a better defense, and that's the big time question for me, is that defense coming in. I think the offensive coordinator can turn this offense around. I think Baker Mayfield with all these weapons. Bucs fans act like Mike Evans walking out the door, that they don't have any weapons at this point. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, you go from Mike Evans to Chris Godwin and Emeka Egbuka and Jalen McMillan and Tez Johnson. Those are bad receivers.
We still got weapons. It's just if this offensive coordinator from Atlanta can draw it up.
Well, I think he can do a lot better job than Josh Grisard, don't you?
Right. I think Grisard just got too vertical. I think Baker Mayfield better off with some intermediate stuff. Some shorter routes and stuff like that.
Sure, why not? Wouldn't that make sense to go with the intermediate routes if your offensive line was banged up, especially with both of your guards out? I mean, why would you have long, drawn out plays? And 4 to 6 step backup, or why would you have those long drawn out plays?
You're in a shotgun, then you're taking another 3 steps.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah. No.
Doesn't make any sense.
And you only had really one burner. What's his name? Tez Johnson, the only one that can burn.
Yes.
Yeah. You only got one burner, so. I don't know. It's gonna be good to see, man. So what you think we're gonna do for the pass rush?
Well, I think King Mesidor is one of those guys that's been mentioned, even though he's 25 years old. If he's there at 15, I think the Bucs take him. Cassius Howe, he's been talked about from Texas A&M, lots of production. You could go with him, or you could go inside linebacker, but I think it's definitely pass rusher at 15. One of those players could be there, might be there.
We ain't got no kind of draft capital to trade to move up.
It's an interesting thing. I don't know if Jason Licht would trade up. I get, I would say if Sonny Styles, let's say Sonny Styles, because people are saying Styles goes to 10 to Cincinnati. Would the Bucs trade up to number 10 to get a Styles as an inside linebacker and then address the edge rush in the second round? Although you would have to give up some draft capital, maybe not a second round pick, but maybe a third round pick. They don't have enough draft capital to do that, to answer your question. I just wonder if they would be aggressive with doing that.
So you think we might move back there to get more picks?
I mean, if there's a quarterback on the board, I certainly think that's possible. Like Harry said it tonight, if Ty Simpson's on the board and there's a desperate team that's trying to trade up, then yeah, I'm taking that call. I'm going to try to get a first round pick next year. I'm going to try to get draft capital this year, and I'm definitely going to trade back down a little bit. Absolutely, why not?
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. It's gonna be a long season, man. But,
it's a lost season.
Only threat I really see is on the Carolina, man.
My God, it's gonna be a lost season. You're saying it's a lost season? Why are you saying it's a lost season here, Corey? You lost me on that. Why is it a lost season?
It's gonna be a long season.
Long season.
I just don't see where the pass rush gonna come from, and then I really don't like that.
I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a couple areas. YaYa Diaby had 7 sacks last year. I think the key to the line is Kalijah Kancey. If Kancey can stay healthy, I think it frees everybody up. And
that's
then
a big deal.
That's a huge deal. And then David Walker coming back. We don't know what he can offer. And then you also got Muhammad, who's coming off 11 sacks. And then you're going to add to that in the draft with a couple pass rushers. And you still may go in free agency.
That's the only time that dude ever had 11 sacks in his career. And he had a stud next to him. Y'all got to think about this, man. That man had next to him.
I
on the other side of him, I mean.
Yes, Aiden Hutchinson. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
that's why I don't like that Mesidor pick, man. I don't like that. Man.
Why don't you like Mesidor?
Because people not realize Ruben Bain on the other side. He got the 1-on-1.
I think people would say that Mesidor is actually a better pass rusher than Bain at this point.
Nah, man, Bane a beast.
I don't know. Bane's a beast, but there's a lot of scouts out there right now down on Bane because he doesn't have long enough arms. I'm not saying anything you don't know, but this has been.
Yeah, but that's just to set the edge. You can still shed it, set the edge.
I may be able to, but there's scouts out there who think Mesidor is a better pass rusher than Bane Jr. I'm just saying. Yeah, we'll see.
They're the same Scott that scouted us JTS, that gave us JTS.
He just signed with the Philadelphia Eagles today. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. Bucs fans.
Man. Hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all all night, Peter, man, but we gonna see, man. It's gonna be a long season, man. We gonna see, man.
We're gonna see. It's gonna be a long season. A long good season, man. All right, appreciate you, Corey, as always.
All right, love, man.
All right, man. Nothing but love. Always. I got nothing but love for you Bucs fans. Even you, Brent. It may be a long season with some of your comments. All right, let's see. You're the only person in the world other than his parents that would pick Baker Mayfield over Josh Allen. Laugh out loud. Well, okay. Josh Allen is a turnover machine. 9 turnovers in 8 playoff games. He won't acknowledge it, right? He will not acknowledge it.
Acknowledge me.
Mike didn't care for the caller. All right. Thanks a lot, Mike. Appreciate that. I'm sorry. Brent, my mistake. Josh Allen has 10 turnovers. Count him, 10. He's a 10 turnovers in the 4 last year.
That's good enough to suck right there.
What is somebody sending me this? What is this? All right, let's go out to this guy right here.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you?
All right, Jim from Ohio. What's on your mind tonight?
Hey, I usually think about backups, man. How about backup quarterbacks start out with?
Backup quarterbacks. All right. What backup quarterback? They got Jake Browning from the Cincinnati Bengals. You should be familiar.
So we got
with
Jake
him.
Browning.
Yeah, Jake Browning, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So look, how about some offensive linemen if somebody get hurt? What we got for backups?
Well, you've got again. You have Chuka. I'm trying to think of his name. Chukamora, I think it is. He played some at left tackle and also right tackle. You've got him. You got Feeney, who you re-signed as a guard. They've got some backups on this team. I mean, again, you're down to second and third stringers. You didn't think you were going to lose both of your guards, and they will be able to address the depth situation in the draft and most likely in free agency. But that'll all wash out. But I definitely think they found some players when it comes to depth purposes, especially the kid that played both positions, left and right tackle last year.
All right, I got 2 big ones. Backup running back.
Well, you've got at that running back situation, it's Bucky Irving coming off the shoulder surgery, Kenneth Gainwell. You've also got back Sean Tucker. And I believe Josh Williams is still a part of this team, I believe. And then you still could address you right, I do too. And you could still address that in the draft if you don't feel comfortable with that in the later rounds. So,
and the tight end.
Tight end is tight end's an interesting situation because the Bucs have been looking at him. They've not only been looking at Sadiq, they've been looking at the kid from Georgia. They've been looking at Max. I believe his name is Max Clare. They've been looking at him. I mean, they're looking at some tight end prospects, so they look like they were going to address that. And of course, you got Devin Culp and Payne Durham, and once again, they re-signed Cade Otton.
And on the defensive side, defensive big lineman.
Yeah, got
Vita Vea and
Ashawn Robinson, Kalijah Cansey, and you've got.
You think Robinson's going to be starting, right?
Huh?
Who you think is going to start next to Vita Vea?
I mean, I think in their packages when they're going to stop the run, their base packages, you're going to see Vea and possibly Ashawn Robinson. They're going to rotate those guys. That'll definitely help out. You got Elijah Roberts who played last year as a rookie. So they got some players. I mean, they still need to address some of those positions, no doubt. They've got some depth issues, but they can address that again in the draft.
And somebody to help YaYa Diaby. What you got? Who?
Well, they got Muhammad, who they got from Detroit with the 11 sacks, and they also have I'm trying to think of who they got. Nelson is still on this team. He's another guy. David Walker is an unknown, and they can address that in the draft also, and you would expect them to address that in the draft. And then, of course, the linebacker, Anzalone and Roseboom, and then still have Savasi Dennis.
I expect us as a fan to win the NFC South and then we're going to see from there what's going on in the postseason.
Right.
We should have won last year, but that slip off was.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. You should have definitely won one of those games against the Saints or the Falcons, and you should have, especially against the Falcons. Then you win the NFC South at that point, but they were not good enough at the time to do it. So.
Yeah, so we need to use if our quarterback gets hurt, we need to use our backup. That's coaching and upper management. So.
Well, I definitely think both of those sides got to wear it, right, Jim? I mean, coaching's got to wear it. Todd Bowles knows that. He had that, since today that, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants this team to prove some people wrong, and that I hope they're feeling that way. I hope that's the attitude coming into 2026, that they have a big chip on their shoulder and they're listening to everybody say that they got no chance, and because they lost Evans and David, that they're screwed. But there's a guy by the name of Derek Brooks who talked about the state of the 2026 Bucs. We'll get back to that in just a moment. What else, Jim?
I think, man, we're gonna have a good season next year, if you ask me. And I want to say, man, Mike Evans, and even though I love those guys, they were veterans, so they'll be using them as a crutch a lot. So now that they're gone, we can.
Move on.
The rookies.
Move on.
Especially on offense.
Yes.
And then, and definitely, if we just work out this defense, keep them healthy, I see us going far, man. I'm not a doubter. So.
All right.
I'll keep listening, man. I know you're about done. So.
Yes, I'm about done, man. Jim, I appreciate the call as always. Okay.
All right.
All right, brother. Good stuff. All right, let's get to Derek Brooks' comments. We'll read the rest of these comments for the night, and then we will get out of here on a 2-hour edition, a Monday night edition of The Evolution with Harry the Greek. Brooks had this to say on NFL Sirius Radio: transitions take patience. Do they have the players on the roster, the leadership in place to do it? Absolutely. The league is full of transition every single day, so this is nothing new. He says front office and coaches, they can only do so much. A majority of this has to be done within the team, within the locker room. I learned being a part of this league a long time when the front office and coaches try to dip those hands and toes too much over into the area of transition of that locker room, it doesn't go well. That's Derek Brooks. Who's my favorite player? Mr. Derek Brooks. There you go. There you go. So 10 turnovers. Thank you, Sun Devil Dave. Baker ain't getting $50 million a year, maybe around 40 to 45. We'll see how the market goes. Baker ain't winning nothing. I'm a Bucs fan. I see this Baker fan club. 3 years, $100 million, right for Baker. I would take over Baker. Sam Darnold. Yeah, there you go. What's really funny is that May and Darnold have more 2 Super Bowl appearances than Lamar and Josh Allen. Exactly. Let's go out to Chris Cole. Look out for David Walker to take a big leap forward next season. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence Sumes. Bucs need a new GM. Not happening. Jason Licht's still going to be the new GM. Why do you think they need a new GM? Let's go out to the other social media platforms. Don't see anything over there. We'll go out to this mock draft and we'll wrap it up for the night. According to NFL.com, Mike's banned. He has for the Bucs pick there at 15, Akeem Mesidor, edge from Miami. He says GM Jason Licht stated at the NFL Combine that the Bucs need to get more pressure on the quarterback, making this a natural spot to target help off the edge. Mesidor offers a ready-made win-now fit as a high-motor, versatile front seven disruptor who can strengthen the Tampa Bay's pass rush from day one. CBS Sports' Pete Prisco has Keldrick Falk from Auburn. They need more help for their pass rush. Falk seems to fit the type of player General Manager Jason Licht likes to draft. His best football is in front of him. The Draft Network's Keith Sanchez has Cassius Howe, edge, Texas A&M. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had to face the retirement of all-time Buccaneer player Lavonte David, which means the defense definitely needs an injection of youth and talent. While there aren't any stand-up backers to draft this high, they can address another need, the edge rusher position. The Buccaneers could go with edge rusher from Texas A&M, Cassius Howe. Howe has a ceiling to be a consistent double-digit sack player in the NFL. Jordan Plotcher from Pro Football Focus has the Bucs taking tight end Kenyon Sadiq. A pass rusher was also a solid consideration here, but Kenyon Sadiq's athleticism is just too good for the Buccaneers to pass up. At the NFL Combine, Sadiq displayed incredible speed, 4.39 40-yard dash, explosive leaping ability at 43.5-inch vertical, 11'1" broad, and 6'3", 241 tight end. And the Athletics Nick Baumgartner has Keldrick Folk, Auburn. Folk was originally slotted to the Raiders at number 14. And our free agency mock, one of the youngest players in the class, Folk is among the 10 best talents in the country based on talent alone. So there you go. Let's go out to Mr. Roger Shue.
Acknowledge me.
Awesome stream, Pete. Thank you very much. Hopefully you've been tuning in. We'll wrap it up there. Again, Rays win tonight, 3-2 over the Milwaukee Brewers. Shane McClanahan will pitch tomorrow night, so watch that. I don't see Falk at 15. I don't either. I'm not a big fan. The production for me, he's got lots of potential, lots of ceiling, but I don't see it. We'll see, again, how it all shakes out, because you never know. Somebody could drop into the Bucs' lap that you least expect. We got you covered here on The Evolution. Remember, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Remember, we will be live on April 18th, Saturday, April 18th at noon from Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Whether you want a haircut, beard trim, fade, they got you covered with all their great barbers there. Go and see my favorite barber, Ricky. And once again, all the talented barbers, the evolution of sports talk television will be live there. If that you didn't like that, let's go to this right here. What are you doing? What are you doing, Bucs fans? Bucs Latest every day, 5 days a week, 10 to 15 minutes. Like and subscribe to Bucs Latest on YouTube, a part of the Fan Arch Network. Again, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. 3 things. We'll wrap it up. We'll keep it down for the roommates. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you Go Bucs fans, you Rays fans, you Lightning fans, it's your time. We'll see you next time here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say on this show, and we'll add a little bit to it. Go Bucs, raise up.